Good. All right. All right, I'm going to call the meeting to order, 6 PM. We're going to stand and say the pledge, but after the pledge, please remain standing. We got the honor of Pastor John Calball tonight to lead us through tonight's invocation.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for having me. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, you are the supreme ruler of the universe, but you delegate some of that authority to people here on earth. So we thank you tonight for those that are here who have been elected or appointed to their respective positions. We ask that you would grant them wisdom and discernment as they make decisions for the betterment and the benefit of our lives and our communities here in Lee County. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. Nancy, you want to do roll call?
Akery,
Here.
Anderson,
Here.
Book, Dallas,
Here.
Friel,
Here.
Gascoigne,
Here.
Hudson,
Present.
Huss,
Here.
Kitson,
Present.
Copine,
Present.
Naylor. Present. Norberg, Pearson,
Present.
Rod,
Present.
Sheline,
Here.
Scrogstad,
Here.
White, Wilson, Zeman,
Here.
Olson.
Present. Thank you. Under announcements, I got please mute or turn your cell phones off so they don't interrupt the meeting. We'll move down to approval of the board minutes for September 25th meeting. Is there any changes or corrections to these minutes? If none, we're going to let them stand as presented. We'll move down. We have 20 Joseph Meyer resolutions this month. Is there a motion to approve the 20 Joseph Meyer resolutions on the agenda? Mr. Sheline moves, Mr. Friel seconds it. Any discussion on these? If no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Including your packet, there's a monthly zoning report, zoning and planning, with the overview of their office activities over the last month. So now we'll move down to petitions. There's one petition coming from the hearing officer. Alice, I asked her to walk us through the information on the petition coming from the hearing officer, and then we'll get a motion on the table and the board will engage in discussion at that point. So Alice, you want to read this off, the petition?
Yes. Good evening. Coming from the zoning hearing officer this month, we have petition number 25P1651 by Rosie Telez. She is buying real estate contingent upon the approval of a special use permit identified as PIN number 132125-100-003 and commonly known as 174 Rocky Ford Road, Sublette, Illinois, located on the east side of Rocky Ford Road, approximately 1/4 mile south of Todd Road in May Township, in unincorporated Lee County. Petitioner filed a petition for a special use permit requesting she be granted a special use permit for the purpose of operating a church or religious facility. The parcel is currently zoned Ag 1 Rural Agricultural District and is approximately 5 acres in size.
All right. Is there a motion to approve petition number 25-P-1651? Mr. Hudson moves, Ms. Nancy seconds it. Now for the discussion. Any discussion on this motion? Any questions for Alice? Yes, Mr. Krogstad.
I just noticed in the report that the hearing officer did not recommend passing this. And if we did, he would recommend certain conditions of that. Is that correct?
Correct.
So if we was to continue with this motion, we'd have to change it to add those recommendations. Is that correct?
If you wanted to pass the.
If that was due, okay, all right.
But Alice, what was the hearings officer's,
So a public hearing on this petition was held on Wednesday, September 24th at 5:30 PM. Approximately 40 to 50 members of the public were present for this hearing. Despite a petition seeking a special use permit for a church or religious facility, the petitioner testified that it would be neither a church nor a religious facility. She testified that approximately 80 to 150 people would be present at the property twice per month, year-round, to sing, pray, meditate, and assist each other with issues such as addiction, anxiety, trauma, etc. Some of these events would be overnight, and she said these gatherings would take place in a large tent, and portable bathrooms would be provided. All members of the public who spoke at the hearing objected to the petition. Following the public hearing, zoning hearing officer Brian Brim made the following recommendation. One of the main issues with this petition is the lack of consistency between the petition as filed and the testimony of the petitioner. The petition requests a church and religious facility. The petitioner then quickly and often disclaimed that she wanted neither a church or religious facility. Based on the evidence presented, the exhibits presented, the questions and concerns of the objectors, and the analysis of the Lee County Code and Comprehensive Plan, I recommend that the Lee County Board reject the application for a special use permit. However, if the board does grant the special use permit, I would request the board add the following conditions to any permit. One, that within 60 days of the issuance of any permit, the petitioner would obtain through her own funds an inspection by the local fire district for a commercial building with an occupancy of 80 to 150 people. She would also have to obtain an inspection of the well for the commercial building with an occupancy of 80 to 150 people. She would also have to obtain an inspection of the septic system for a commercial building with an occupancy of 80 to 150 people. She would also have to be audited by the Lee County Health Department for a commercial building with an occupancy of 80 to 150 people. And she would have to apply for a special use permit to allow camping on the property in coordination with the Illinois Department of Public Health.
any other questions? Yes, Mr. Sheeline.
Alice is correct, even though May Township does not have a planning commission. They were not, the Board of Trustees was not supportive of the petition.
So that information was received after the public hearing, and therefore I am not able to present that.
Very good. Sorry about that.
Nope, that's okay.
Wasn't aware of that.
Any other questions or comments? Yes, Reed.
After being at that hearing and I just feel that as a county board, we should follow the recommendation of hearing officer Brim to reject this petition. So.
Ally.
I also second what Reed said. Watched that hearing, and I think we should listen to the recommendations of the zoning hearing officer to not approve the petition. However, I will point out that if we were to approve it, the resolution already has the stipulations written in it. So those, no need for amending.
True. Any other questions or comments? So we're going to do a roll call vote. A yes vote would be going against the recommendation of the hearing officer. Everybody understand that? Ms. Rakery? All right, I thought you had a question. Okay. Nancy, we do roll call?
Start with Zeman,
No.
Acree,
No.
Anderson,
No.
Dallas,
No.
Freel,
No.
Gascoigne,
No.
Hudson,
No.
Huss,
No.
Kitson,
No.
Copine,
No.
Naylor, no. Pearson,
No.
Rod,
No.
Sheeline,
No.
Scrogstad,
No.
Olson.
No. Motion fails. Thank you, Alice. We'll move down. There's no petitions coming from the planning commission. So we'll move on to administrator monthly updates and board member comments. Jeremy, do you have anything you want to share?
Yeah, quickly, I just want to give a reminder to the public that March 17th is our general primary election. Election packets can be picked up and filed starting Monday, October 27th through Monday, November 3rd. So if anybody wants to be a part of that process, please do so. Also, some exciting news throughout the county. Over the better part of the last 2 years, a handful of us in the county and board members had been part of a state program called BEAD, and they had finally issued some provisional awards. Lee County is looking at upwards of 8,000 total locations that has been identified for service, which that will be awarded through the state funding. That's going to be through 7 different service providers. Almost 7,000 of those locations are going to be able to be served with fiber internet access. So that's really exciting. We're going to get some more information on that. One of the largest providers is SURF. They've been awarded over $14 million in infrastructure projects through the state. So it's going to be a big deal. The goal was to make sure that we had good internet, reliable internet throughout the county, and that's going to be part of this process. So I want to thank everybody that was involved with that. That's all I have.
Thank you. That's awesome news for the rural parts of Lee County as well. So thanks. Board member comments. Anybody have anything you want to share? If none, I have nobody that wanted to talk in public comments. So we'll go down to county organizations. Amanda Wykes with us from Executive Director of Discover Dixon and Visit Lee County updates for us. I don't know if your mic's on.
There we go.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Good evening. I am, as President Olson said, Amanda Wyke with the Executive Director at Discover Dixon. I know you're used to seeing our Marketing Director, Lucas, but I'm really happy to be here with you tonight presenting the quarterly report for Visit Lee County. Here you go. We have had great growth this quarter. It was a really exciting time. We had a lot of really great wins to celebrate this month. We had 509,462 views, which is an increase of 395% this quarter. Really thrilled with that, and we'll get into what that shows. There is room to grow. We still show growth in local communities and specifically with men. This is consistent with our stats on Discover Dixon as well. It is the women are engaging more with our tourism marketing, and that is the industry standard. So we'll continue to try to grow with that, but we are consistent. 96% of our follows came from the reels, which we will discuss again a little bit later, but those reels have been performing incredibly well. Lee County has great assets to show. The outdoor recreation is performing really, really well. So we're capitalizing on that and paying close attention to that. Instagram is growing as well. There was an increase of 110% on total views. Follows was a decrease of 4%. That's still showing a net increase of follows. We just didn't have as many new followers this quarter. We are still looking for crossover success. Instagram has been just not quite as easy to figure out as the other Meta platforms are, but we are continuing to benefit from the partnership with Discover Dixon on the Instagram side. What we're really excited to show are the popular posts. So we did, if you look at the top 3 performing, we have had some micro-viral posts coming from Visit Lee County. 253,000 views on a post for the Meadows, 111,000 for Franklin Creek. Those were 2 really well-performing reels that we haven't had anything close to that success on either side of Discover Dixon or Visit Lee County until this point. So that was really exciting news. We've also kind of been evaluating how we're going to perform the best with these. So what we've noticed is that we produced about 20 less pieces of content, but the quality is much higher. So with that, we're growing followers. we're creating these great milestones, and we're really excited about where that direction is going. We're starting to figure this out. Year over year, we'll be starting our third year with Visit Lee County. The first year, we were really focused on the brand build and the redesign of the website, the redesign of the logo, creating that brand recognition. The second year, we've been promoting more content. We've been still collecting content for our library with videos, photos, and really building that up. We're really excited about year 3 because this is the year that we can really just push forward with advertising. We've got a lot of content built out. We can start to focus a little bit more on specific events in Visit Lee County rather than just general content. So we're really excited where this is going to go this year. The website also continues to see growth in visitors. So compared to the past few months, you can see an increase. Our most popular pages right now are the events calendar, which is fantastic. People are using the website in the way that we want them to find things to do in Lee County. The second would be Paw Paw Labor Day celebration, which we're also thrilled about, that the community is using the pages to find out more about the events. And this is something we hope to increase on the website, is to create more of a landing page on each of these events over the next year. And then the homepage would be the third. Something interesting to note on this also, in 2024, we had a lot of grant funding that we did use a lot of advertising to push people toward our website. We are still seeing engagement increase. People are staying on the website longer, even without those grant funds. So if we're able to acquire more grant funding, we're really excited where that would move us in the next year as well. The bounce rate is down 6%, and that is what shows that stay rate on the website. People are staying there longer, they're not leaving. When we look at the tourism analysis, we're really looking at this in the time that we're heavily marketing. And when we're heavily marketing, we saw a year-over-year increase of 10.4% in overnight trips, for a total of 160.5 thousand overnight trips. And that is from April through August. And that's the most up to date that we had at the time we ran this report. We'll make sure that Lucas brings that through for the whole marketing season when he comes to report in December. There were 423.3 thousand total visit nights, which is up 14.7% year over year. And then we're also evaluating where people are coming from. So this is the top area is the Chicago area. That is where we're most heavily marketing. We did also see increases from Peoria, Davenport, Quad City area, Bloomington, Illinois, and St. Louis, Missouri. We use this to market. We know that these communities are visiting Lake County, so we're using this information to try to pull more visitors from those areas. So new to the market, we have been marketing in Peoria, in the Quad City area, Chicago area, and St. Louis. Bloomington and Champaign are newer areas that we haven't really started marketing in, so we're looking forward to increasing that over the next year as well. In community partnerships, we're really excited about how the partnerships in Visit Lee County have grown over the past year. We have been partnered with Sublette, the Hops and Harmony Festival. That's been a great partnership over the past couple of years that we have helped co-promote, as well as the Paw Paw Festival. One of the benefits, I think, of having Discover Dixon and Visit Lee County kind of co-branding things, it is helping influence Discover Dixon's site as well. So one of the changes we're making this year, seeing success with Paw Paw and Sublette and wanting that to grow, Discover Dixon is moving some of their events off of those weekends so that we can continue to promote events that we've had historically. So Dement Town Music Fest that was in Dixon the same weekend as the Sublette Hops and Harmony will be moved to May next year so that we're not conflicting events throughout the county. And as I mentioned earlier, we are looking in this next year to add more of an events focus on our ad campaigns. We've done a lot of tourism, general outdoor recreation, camping focus. We're still going to continue with that, but add more advertising on the event side. Another way that we have been promoting Visit Lee County is through the print and through digital billboards. So we did add print cards this year so that all of the campgrounds, hotels, everything in the area would have some literature to be able to pass out. Had a QR code to the website so they can find that calendar of events. We also are currently promoting Discover Dixon does have a contract with the digital billboards. And so right now, and you will see that going forward, there are Visit Lee County ads running on both of those as well. And then looking for the past year, just what we have noticed so far. So there has been a 303.9% increase in followers on Facebook versus the same time last year. We did create more content, as I mentioned, throughout all of the different festivals, and we will continue to do so throughout the next year. We also had influencers coming into all of those festivals that were promoting on their own platforms as well. We did focus on the growth. It did pay off as we had those 3 viral reels over the past year. And we have been able to utilize the ability to pair both Discover Dixon and Visit Lee County, who have very separate sets of followers, and to be able to start to co-brand those more and get the benefit of both of those brands for the other. That's something we will also be building on over the next year. Some other good news I want to highlight, the Discover Dixon brand was recognized as a rising content creator just over the past week, which means that there will be even more exposure on that brand. So we're looking forward to Visit Lee County benefiting from that as well as we start to co-brand those ads more often. So goals and project plans for the next year, we will continue to evaluate and freshen up the marketing materials, websites, distribution channels. We'll make data-driven decisions to do so. We will update the photo and video libraries of the local attractions and events. We are looking to have a larger presence at all of the major events in Lee County over the next year and continue to leverage that connection with Discover Dixon's marketing efforts whenever we can. We will also be looking, the state has announced some tourism grants, so we are looking to match the funding that the county is bringing to us and hopefully increase those efforts as well. Are there any questions for me?
Questions or comments for her?
Amanda.
Yeah.
Chairman. Do you ever have the opportunity to quantify the revenues, the sales tax revenues and other revenues that may come through the tourism activities that you promote?
We do. We have, we use Placer AI for all of that data that I showed you earlier. There is a general estimate based on that. We can absolutely bring that back at the December meeting, but it is not going to be exact. That's not public information, but we can show estimated spending. Yes.
I think it would be really helpful to have that quantifiable, even if it's not exactly accurate.
Yeah.
But to get the idea what the kind of payback is on the investment on tourism.
Certainly. Happy to bring that back at the next time we present.
Any other comments, questions? Thanks, Amanda. Discover Dixon continues to do a great job for the county. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
We'll move on to reports of standing committees. We'll start out with County Services, Mr. Scrogstead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The County Services met October 14th, Tuesday. All the county department head reports are within the agenda packet. There is one report that I want to highlight. Jeremy did touch on it, but there's a deadline for petitions for those seeking any kind of election in 2026, and that is November 3rd. So if you're interested in seeking election, county board members as well, get your petitions, get them in to the clerk by November 3rd. That's it.
What's the date that you can first file your petition, Jack? Do you know? I bet Nancy does.
November 27th.
October.
October, so sorry.
We'll get it between all of us. We'll figure it out. All right. Any questions for Jack? Comments? Thanks, Jack.
Yep.
We'll go to Public Safety, Court Services, Mr. Copine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Public Safety met October 14th, relatively short meeting again. We heard reports or additions from the department heads that were present. Some of their information is already on file. Again, the Sheriff's Department had a fair amount of activity that was successful with the exceptions of the Public Safety Act. Basically, that's all I have unless there's questions.
Questions or comments? Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Facilities and Maintenance, Mr. Friel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We met last Tuesday. It was a short meeting. All the information is in the packets. The only main thing was there was no state financing for our wall out here, so we're going to have to do something a little bit different. Any questions? I'd be glad to answer them.
Questions or comments? Thanks, Dean. Claims, Mr. Zeman.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Claims met twice as usual, September 24th at 9 a.m. We initiated and reviewed 33 claims. There was one came at the end. So we passed all 34 claims to the county board for approval. The other meeting was October 8th, 9 a.m. We initiated 77 claims. We had one additional, 2 rejected on technical grounds. So a total of 76 were forwarded to the county board for approval. And that's it. The minutes are in your agenda in the website.
All right. Any questions, comments? Thanks, Mike. Finance, Mr. Sheeline.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Finance Committee met last Thursday at 9 a.m. and about the only thing we had is what's on later on in the agenda, so we'll talk about that then. The monthly financials are in your packet. Just to highlight that the between expenses and revenues, we're basically dead on and pretty happy about that. Appreciate the department heads being careful how they spend the taxpayer money and coming in slightly under budget. And revenues, we've been talking about the local use tax and the property, the replacement tax being down. And even with those being down, that's been kind of offset by the increase in sales tax. So that's kind of a wash. I think overall it's down about 4.5% and on the state income tax side, and we're up about 4% on the sales tax side. So good news, bad news, but the good news is we're going to end the year pretty much right on budget. So unless there's any questions, we will tackle the rest of the stuff later, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions or comments? Yes.
All right, thanks. Just noting on there, I see, is it dated November 10th, 25? Just maybe a date correction on the meeting minutes.
Oh, I didn't
Good
have
catch.
that up, Jennifer. If that's
You pull it up.
Nancy,
Get the date wrong on the meeting. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
good catch.
I know, that is a good catch.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have that taken care of
Right.
in the official. Yep, thanks.
Thank you. Any more questions or comments? Thanks, Jim. Executive Committee, minutes are in your onboard. Any questions or comments? If none, we'll move on to the reports of committee chairs. Ms. White's not with us, so we'll move to 911 Board and Mr. Hudson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The ATSB board met September 25th. All the information is in the packets, but to highlight that, 2 telecommunicators remain in training. A complete 911 equipment upgrade took place on October 15th and 16th with minimal downtime. When the 911 system is interrupted for planned maintenance, the 911 calls roll over to the Ogle County PSAP. Our next meeting will be on Thursday, October 30th at 3:30 p.m. If anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Questions or comments for Keen? Not. Thanks, Keen.
Thank you, sir.
We've got Tri-County, Norberg's not here tonight, so we'll go to Blackhawk Hills Regional Council. Mr. England.
Black Hawk Hills Regional Council's meeting was canceled this month, and it is rescheduled for next month. I could hit Leo Enterprise Zone. We did meet this month, and it was October 8th. It was a good meeting. We went over a handful of updates that were coming through, as well as a few new projects. There is some questions on some updated tax tables and things that we're going to be working through as well. But overall, it was a good meeting. Our next meeting is scheduled for December 3rd.
Any questions or comments for Jeremy? Thanks, Jeremy. We'll go to Lucida, Lee County Industrial Development Association, Mr. Anderson.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Lucida Board met on October 8th, and several very good developments have been reported on. One of which is Commonwealth, a conversation that Tom Demmer has initiated with Commonwealth Edison in regards to upgrades to capital investment in power supply there in the Gateway, as well as Industrial Park area there south of 88. The Stewart Road, Karen Road Industrial Corridor Logistics Study, which seemed like it went on forever and ever and ever. Their final report's coming out, and this is all about the idea of building a bypass around the village of Stewart. So all the industrial traffic that's being generated in northern Lee County, southern Ogle County, Rochelle, will have a plan to address the transportation issues. Something really, I think, effective that Lucida and the Dixon Chamber did together is they hosted a manufacturing hiring fair. When the announcement came that Wall Clipper was going to be, I believe it said it was reported 200 jobs were going to be eliminated at Wall Clipper, the Chamber and Lucida jumped to action, and Rayner, UPM, Donaldson, and Bunnell were invited to meet with 64, I think there were over 100 people that showed up, but 64 applications came for filling jobs in local industry here. That's a perfect example of what collaboration and cooperation is between two entities like Lucida and the Dixon Chamber. Tom's working on with Grudco and Lucida, working on a marketing plan to do aerial imagery with drones through this marketing firm to really promote retail and industrial sites. I've seen this done in a kind of a virtual way. It's really, really cool. And it's going to be able to promote to site selectors and others about the available land and facilities that are available in both Rochelle and Lee County. Finally, I think most of you are aware that there's been a significant number of data center projects that are being proposed in the area, and nothing has been finalized, but particularly in both Rochelle and in Dixon, west of Dixon, there's been a lot of data center interest, and of course, with the amount of power that's available, makes it very attractive. That's my report. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Awesome. Anybody questions for Jason? Thank you, Jason. We'll go to Surma, Mr. Zeman.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Surma met today in Bloomington, and I attended that meeting. A normal board meeting, they presented financials and things of that nature. They passed out the tentative premium schedule, which I turned over to Jeremy. I think we're 22 members now, and there was actually 5 petitions to join. So that shows it's a pretty strong organization. And my last comment is they have different pie charts on loss management. And Lee and Ogle County led the pack with all the hail damage we had. So just something noteworthy that isn't funny, but I don't like to be first or last in anything. I'm middle of the pack guy. So that's all I got for Surma. Any questions, just ask me.
Were the premiums, what was the increase, or did they have the increase for next year?
Of course, there's an increase. And Jeremy has that. They didn't think it was that high. Jim, does 10% normally cover it? Usually they increase at 10% or so. Yeah, and that's the way it was.
All right.
Oh, the other thing they did, we have they don't, the cyber risk is a separate company. And there's two companies that we've been dealing with individually, but we decided to lump them all together and get a pool price, and it should help on that. So, and information will be forthcoming on that.
All right. Any questions or comments for Mike? Thanks, Mike. We'll go to CCI, Mr. Kitson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There was no meeting this past month. There is a seminar meeting tomorrow and Saturday in Springfield. I will not be able to make it. Give you updates afterwards.
All right, thank you. We'll go to Illinois Association of County Board Members, Mr. Copine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As of October 17th at the annual meeting, I contacted Springfield yesterday for a conversation with them, and there wasn't a lot of progress that was made during this last session. However, there were 3 Senate bills and 3 House bills that were focused on. I'll go through them real quick just by the title. Public Transit Reform Package is House Bill 3438, House Bill 3790, Property Tax Code Assessment Freeze, Senate Bill 1937, Illinois Pension Code, Senate Bill 2029, Property Tax Code Surplus Sale, Senate Bill 2156, Property Tax Code, and the last one that was discussed apparently was House Bill 4116, dealing with the energy storage systems. The areas that we're going to have or will probably see more focus on it's come up again on the township consolidation. There's concern about that. Nancy, do you have any more input on that?
There's so many other things that are so looming ahead that
Oh, yeah.
that seems to be the standing right now. It's too, the bill as it's written is too complicated and too difficult to enforce or to process out. So they might make some additions, but probably not till spring.
The next
Spring
week
session.
will probably be the tail end of it and the hesitation or the rapid decision-making. more
Well, and
likely.
they only met for 2 days out of 3 last week. They recessed on Wednesday night, so there was not much that happened.
I have a copy of the brief synopsis of those bills, if anybody would be interested. And I think it could be on the packet of information also. Other than that, that's all I have.
Any questions for Mike? Thanks, Mike. We'll go down to unfinished business. We got an ordinance establishing the regulations for open burning in unincorporated Lee County. It was held over since, again, it was held over again in September. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance establishing the regulations for open burning in unincorporated Lee County? I need a motion. Mr. Copine moves. Do I need a second? Ms. Nancy seconds it. Any discussion? I think we finally got something we're good with. Any questions or comments? If none, all those in favor of it signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. We'll go down to new business. Appellate prosecutor resolution. Is there a motion to approve the appellate prosecutor resolution? Mr. Friel moves. Mr. Hudson seconds it. Any discussion on this? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We'll go down to the budget. We need to hold it over till the November meeting. Is there a motion? It's an ordinance. Is there a motion to hold over the year 2026 draft budget ordinance for the November meeting? Ms. Nancy moves. Mr. Kitson seconds it. Any discussion on this? Mr. Sheeline, you want to?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank first of all, I want to thank the committee for going through all the hearings and putting in all the work of asking the good questions and want to thank staff, department heads coming in and going through and answering the questions and as we go through the process. The highlight that I guess, we do have we're required by state law to have a balanced budget. We have complied with that. As far as, I think overall spending is of course increased. Natural with the contracts that we have and of staffing. And, when you say 75% of your spending is personnel and that's your budget's going to increase, it's just the way it is. We did carve out some money for the sheriff's department to add 2 new patrol officers and the committee did agree that Clay showed that the need there in order to offset the excessive overtime cost. So we're hoping that we're challenging the sheriff to see that happens. So anyway, so want to make sure that that's included. As far as to make it work. The budget this year, we did have to, we had several transfers. We transferred money out of the solid waste fund when we also transferred money out of capital. So, but we are in compliance with state law. And if there's any specific questions, Reed Mitchell's here and Jeremy's here, and I would let the pros answer the questions. So have at them.
Any questions? Yes, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Chairman, I made a comment during the last finance committee meeting about, I've only been on the county board for a short time and on the finance committee about the same length of time. And I can say honestly, having been just a citizen up until a few months ago, I had no appreciation for what the level or the scope of county government is. But what I have come to really realize, and I appreciate so much, is the level of professionalism that there is in the county. When I worked for Senator Peter Fitzgerald 20 years ago, I went to a lot of county board meetings. I met a lot of county board chairmen. And honestly, this is by far the most, I believe, the best run, well run. Thanks to Jeremy, thanks to Reed, thanks to Paul, thanks to the finance committee and probably everybody else in this room. I think the citizens of Lee County are served extremely well, and they're with a group that's very fiscally responsible. And I can't say enough about how impressed I've been being a part of this and observing it. And I want to congratulate Chairman Sheline and the whole finance group. You guys just knock it out of the park. And I appreciate that from just seeing it for the first time.
Thank you. They do a really awesome job and you spend a lot of time doing it to come out with it. So nice job. Any other questions or comments? We got a first and a second. So everyone in favor of holding the budget over to the November meeting, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Now we go to the levy. Is there a motion to hold over the 2026 levy ordinance for the November meeting? Mr. Anderson moves, Mr. Sheline seconds it. Any discussion? Reed, do you want to take this in the levy or any questions or comments? Jeremy said you want to talk about it tonight, so I didn't know.
Sure. Reed wanted to get into the minutes.
That's right. So as you all know, we are a PTEL capped district, right? So this year, the maximum rate that we can raise our levy based on our existing EAV is 2.9%. Anything that we are able to capture beyond that is coming from new construction, new EAV put on the tax rolls for 2024, or excuse me, 2025. The big difference year over year from last year to this year will be that new construction number. Last year, I think what we had planned on was 45 million, and we actually ended up with almost 50 million in new construction last year. This year, we are estimating just shy of 10 million. So that is, I think we talked about our insurance costs going up 10%. Well, that gets harder and harder over time if you can only raise your levy by 3% or so. So we're doing what we can. For the most part, you know, where we're levying within our general fund and our highway, we're relatively consistent year over year, and some of those other special revenue type funds. And this is a oversimplification. There's a lot of moving parts within everyone's tax bill. But, you know, we're Lee County, we're at 10% of it. We collect it all and distribute it, most of it to everybody else. But from Lee County's line item that's going to show up on your tax bill, if you had a tax bill that was relatively stagnant in terms of your assessed value, your bill is going to go up 3% for Lee County. I think it was like $18 for something assessed at 150,000, or excuse me, fair cash value of 150,000, so an assessed value of 50. $13, sorry, I said 18. Yeah, I guess any questions that anybody has on what is being presented in the levy?
Questions or comments? The 2.9% was the consumer price index, the CPI, so that's where they derived that from. All right, thanks, Reed.
Yep.
We got a first and a second, so all those in favor of laying levy over till November meeting, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have two appointments tonight. Is there a motion to approve the appointment of Jeff Zink to the West Brooklyn Fire Protection District Board of Trustees? Mr. Copine moves, Mr. Pearson seconds it. Any comments? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Second appointment, we have appointment of Donna Jungles of West Brooklyn Fire Protection District Board of Trustees. Is there a motion to approve? Mr. Akery moves, Mr. Friel seconds. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We don't have anything for executive session tonight, so we'll go down to approval of county officers' reports. I need a motion. Mr. Hudson moves and Mr. Pearson seconds it. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We'll go down. We got approval of monthly revenue reports, claims paid in vacation, and payroll paid. Is there a motion to approve all these? Mr. Nancy moves, Mr. Pearson seconds it. Nancy, any discussion? If not, Nancy, will you do a roll call vote for this, please?
Akery,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Dallas,
Yes.
Friel,
Yes.
Gascoigne,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Huss,
Yes.
Kitson,
Yes.
Copine,
Yes.
Naylor,
Yes.
Pearson,
Yes.
Rod,
Yes.
Sheline,
Yes.
Scrogstead,
Yes.
Zeman,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Thank you. I need a motion to approve the board member mileage and per diem for tonight. Mr. Kitson moves, Mr. Friel seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, and I need a motion to adjourn the meeting. Ms. Nancy moves, Mr. Anderson seconds it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.